Okay, here we see our backpack on the left is disorganized and the one on the right is organized. It's good to take photos of before and after because one of the problems with disorganization is a visual part of the brain. So if you see a picture of your backpack disorganized and then one where it's organized, it does help you get more organized. Here we see a picture of accordion folder. This helps some students get managed their different classes and their assignments. In this one, you don't have to be as organized as this photo, but this just goes to show you that there are different ways to get organized, and making sure that every place is specific for different objects is very helpful. Some students prefer to use 3-ring binders, although they do break at times, and other students will prefer to organize by folders. Whatever system works best for you, we can discuss and help you with that. Last but not least, we have a whiteboard calendar that could be used at home, and this is just to help you and your family organize different tasks, assignments that are coming up. So this way that your parents and you can be organized while we can help you be organized at school. Now let's look at how we're going to organize our assignments and our agenda. If you use a digital one, it's very similar. So you're going to record your assignments in class each day. And then here we see we have Lord of the Flies, we have different assignments here. And I'm going to circle the ones that are due tomorrow because those are the most important to do. After you determine which ones are due tomorrow and the most immediate, it's always a good idea if you have management issues to determine how long you think it will take to complete each task. This way you'll be able to space out throughout your night what homework you're going to do first and how long it should take you to complete. You can always use a timer to see if you're on pace. If you estimate that it's going to take 30 minutes and it's been 45 minutes so far, you may be distracted or confused and you may want to stop and take assessment of that. So here I'm going to do my math and science first, since they're both due tomorrow. They're estimated to take about 30 minutes each, so it really doesn't matter which ones I do first, but I'm going to do math first because that's going to build my confidence. I'm a bit better of a math student in this scenario. Then I'm going to do my English and social studies assignments because those I have a few days to complete. And then you'll notice that in the other columns for Tuesday night and Wednesday night, I'm going to space out those assignments. So I'm not going to do them all just on Monday night. It'd be too much. So I will break it down and do a little bit on Monday, a little bit on Tuesday, as well as a little bit on Thursday and Wednesday. So as I'm going through my homework assignments, I'm going to highlight or write any questions that I have so that I could bring it into my teacher to get some clarity. So here I'm just going to draw a generic piece of paper with a worksheet on it, and I'm going to highlight the areas that I have questions on. Before I even go to the teacher, though, a couple of things that I can do is I can use my textbook, I can talk to a classmate, I can use Google, and YouTube is now one of the better sources out there to get information on different topics. And finally, if I'm not really sure, I can email my teacher, can check the North Shore website, look at their extra helps, and make sure that I'm prepared and getting the assistance that I need. All right, the next thing we're going to look at is using a digital planner. So if you want to use your phone, your iPad, any digital device that has a calendar, writing your assignments and due dates in there is a great way to build in reminders. So if you're someone whose brain gets a little bit disorganized at times, this is a great way to really keep yourself on task. Paper planners are great. If that works for you, that's awesome. But I like the digital planners because you can put in reminders. Here, I'm going to put in for a test like a week in advance to remind me to start studying, and then I'll put in 2 days before to alert me if I need to attend extra help to get clarity on any last minute items. Also in the notes section, I can give myself any reminders, anything that the teacher had reminded me to say or things that I need to do. And finally, we're going to look at a different organizational strategy that's really kind of related to tests, and it's pulling out clue words in the body of a test. So for example, in social studies, here's a topic, the French Revolution, and we're going to highlight that so that we know that's the topic that we need to get our brains familiar with during this assessment. You'll notice in the first question, I'm going to circle Locke, Montesquieu, and Rousseau, and I'm just going to annotate that these were thinkers at the time, and that's going to clue me in what the relationship is with this topic of the French Revolution. And as I go through each answer choice, I'm going to see if these thinkers would align with the choices given. It's almost like a math problem. The terms in the question need to be equal or equivalent to the terms in the answers. So choice 4 shows Britain. That's not the French Revolution. Choice 3 shows the Spanish Inquisition, not related to France. And choice 1 is just a general thing about colonial empires. The only answer choice that makes sense would be absolute monarchy in France. On question 2, I'm going to box out enlightenment because that's the topic or the key vocabulary word that we need to know for this test. Again, I'm annotating that this relates to question 1, where the thinkers Locke, Montesquieu, and Rousseau are involved. So choice 1 says it provided the intellectual spark for the American and French revolutions. So I'm going to box out French Revolution because that's the topic of this test. That's a good indication that they are related. And in fact, as we go through choices 2 to 4, you'll notice that 1 is the answer. Okay? It's still good to go through each choice to make sure that you're not being fooled by the language on the test. So other than knowing the clue words of the test, the only other way to do well is to study, okay, and attend extra help. Your memory is the most important part of your brain during the test.